Something everyone gets wrong about Aztec gods is showing them wielding the Macuahuitl. Now, as cool as this weapon is, and it was very common to be used on the battlefield, not a single Aztec god is ever depicted wielding the Macuahuitl. Why not? Let's discuss. To understand this, you have to understand what a Macuahuitl is and why it is used. Now, not everyone in Mesoamerica used the Macuahuitl. Several people like the Mayas preferred spears, some people preferred axes and hammers. It was the Aztec, the Mexica, that preferred the Macuahuitl. And that was because they loved sacrifice. And you can't sacrifice someone who's dead. So what do? You create a weapon perfectly made for defeating, debilitating, but not killing your opponent so you can take them back and sacrifice them. And this is the point of a Macuahuitl. You use the obsidian blades to slash through your opponent's armor, their defenses, then you take the hard sides and you beat them into submission, which is why the obsidian blades should always only be an inch or so long. If they're too long, they're going to slice right through someone and kill them, and you didn't want that. So if you're using the Macuahuitl in your fantasy series, you wouldn't want the blade being really long. It kind of defeats the purpose. You don't want to slash your opponent in half. And because gods are not sacrificing people to themselves, they have no use for a Macuahuitl. And I would say equally as important, they have a literal shit ton of magical items. And when I say magical weapons, I mean things you might not even realize could end the world. For instance, Macuahuitl, the goddess of water. She had a jug of water with endless water inside of it. Doesn't sound deadly until she knocks it over by accident and floods the world, which is what happened. There was Quetzalcoatl, the god of heroes, justice, and wisdom, who had a fan strong enough that he could create a wind to wipe out the earth, and he did it once. He also had a mask that could create this magical wind that people could travel on, and he also had one of the legendary dragon maces that could summon a giant dragon, aka his name, the feathered serpent, and these dragons were so powerful they could eat the immortality out of people. There were 3 of them. He had one. Actually, I take that back. I think there was more than 3 of them. The god of war had one, the god of storms had one, the god of wind had one, and I think the god of time also had the 4th one. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a crazy weapon! Maces that summon dragons that can eat the immortality out of someone? There's no way! You know where I'm going with this. Of course there's weapons stronger than that. That's Tezcatlipoca, the god of magic and darkness, the god of gods, had an absurd amount of just bullshit weapons. He had one staff that could see the future, and another staff that could see into the true intentions and read the minds of someone. He had an instant kill dagger called Black Wind Devoid of Life. He had a staff that could summon an army of gigantic shadow jaguars that wiped out the earth and wiped all the giants off the freaking planet. And of course we can't forget about his namesake. That's Tezcatlipoca, the smoking mirror, an obsidian mirror that could shapeshift him into anything and anyone and pretty much give him any power he wanted. And he had a record over 400 different personas, all with their own unique magical gifts and weapons. This is all to say, the Aztec gods had a lot of powerful magical weapons. For them to use a Macuahuitl that was just a Macuahuitl, they wouldn't bother. Have a magical day, everyone.